They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson. Play action. It's Fields. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The screen pass here to Cohen. Oh, what a juke into space. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Fields throw there, complete to Mooney. The numbers for Mooney in last week's ball game. Unfortunately, his effort not enough to help put him over the hump in that defeat.
And let's face it, this is a guy who absolutely hates to lose. When we talked with him, he wasn't talking about the plays he made, was he? He's talking about the plays he didn't make. That's absolutely the mark of a true pro.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. It would have been a long field goal. The fake. After an excellent punt, this offense in a tough spot down inside their own 5. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A give. This is Montgomery. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And Xavier Woods with it. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
To throw is Fields.
And that'll be incomplete.
These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 36 yards up. At the line, prepping for their next drive. The Bears offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. A first throw for the backup Foles. And firing a deep ball for Kmet. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Foles on the give to Montgomery. And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here's Foles. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight line.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Chicago. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. They'll throw now on the final play. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Foles. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Foles throw complete here to Kmet.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Foles. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Daniil Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
To try again after the sack. Foles. And he fires one incomplete.
You definitely would have liked to hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Steps away to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10.
While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Bears! Colt. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard. So the final seconds have ticked